What is going on, miners, and welcome back to the Hobbyist Miner channel. Well, you guys are in for a treat. We are back at it again with another episode of Meet the Miner, and today I have a special guest, Mr. DJ Mines. What's going on, man?
What's going on, dude?
Oh, excited to have you on. It's I've had some great guests so far, and I thought you would do very well in front of the audience, so I'm eager to get started today.
It's an honor, man. I appreciate this.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, if you guys are not familiar, DJ Mines, newer content creator in the mining space, joined the scene back in September. His first mining video with us was September 4th, I saw. So I am excited to get some of your perspective. We've had some OGs on, we've had some super newbies on, so it's really awesome to kind of have someone like yourself on here today.
Dude, it's an honor, man. We just hit 2K subs, so
That's
taking
awesome.
taking a little guy in your show, man, means a lot. I appreciate
Oh,
that.
that's right. We'll have your links all down below, so people can definitely check you out and show some support. So we're gonna fire away just like we do with Meet the Miner. Kind of learn a little bit about you, kind of build the character, build the story. So give us the rundown. This name DJ Mines, where does this come from? Where did it start, and how did you come upon that for your YouTube handle?
Okay, so this is my second YouTube channel, and the other one was DJ Waters. And so I don't know, I really identify as DJ, like even
Okay.
out of YouTube world. It's always
Okay.
DJ. So I wanted to keep the name DJ going.
Got it.
And I
So
felt
there's
like
no
Miner-
DJ, like music industry DJ in there. It's just initials that really have to do with it. Got it. Okay.
Yeah, man. I wish it was something cooler, but
Yep.
That's it.
That's all right. I like it. I like it. So as I said at the top of the video there, so your YouTube channel started in September, but you're not new to crypto mining, as you just said. So give us that rundown. From my little research, you've been in the gaming content creation scene for quite some time. When did that start, and kind of what were you involved with prior to crypto mining?
Prior to crypto mining. Okay, so I started streaming on Twitch, I think in like 2013, 2014.
Okay.
And I started playing StarCraft and quickly learned that wasn't it for me. I made it to like Diamond 1, and
Yep.
it just was too hard, too competitive. And I moved on to Diablo.
Okay.
And then I stuck with Diablo 2, got partnered with Twitch. I'm a Diablo 2 partner with Blizzard. And yeah, things just went really well for Diablo 2 Resurrected coming out.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, in February, I tried mining again and I got addicted, man. And I just kind of left the whole gaming thing, and I'll play on the side, but I'm just so addicted to mining.
So you say a few things there, actually. You say you tried mining again. So when did you try mining originally? Like, was it like when was that?
Do you remember when Bitcoin, the first bull run, it hit like 20,000 or something?
Yep.
I tried a little before that. I had
Okay.
a 960, and it was making like it was on NiceHash. It was making like 50 cents or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, this is garbage. Mining
Yep.
sucks.
Yep. That's crazy. Yeah, it's so interesting. Like, I've had a multitude of different guests on from all walks of life, from all walks of different experience, and it's really interesting talking with the guys that like have mined through the bear market, because like it either wasn't worth it or they were like taking a loss just to go ahead. And like I can only imagine that, not necessarily from taking a loss, but just the fact of like they've spoken about like the difficulty being so low that like you were just rolling in the different cryptocurrencies, but they weren't worth anything. So when you talk about the opposite side of that coin, on the bull run side, it's like, yeah, it's like, because like I think you and I started in February. I don't know anything but this. Like, I don't know anything but what we've seen over the last 11 months, and it's only been profitability. I've never experienced that. Yeah, you're mining and you're not making anything at all.
Yeah, I started February too, man, and May was really scary for me.
Okay.
When things, because okay, so just to say in like under 20 seconds, I'm very involved in the stock market and
Okay.
like, business oriented and stuff.
Yep.
So I'm always thinking when things are up, I'm already thinking things are coming down. I'm always thinking negative. I get cautious. So around May when things were just booming like crazy, I was like, all right, this is it. It's going down, man. It's crashing. And I stop buying as much, and I'll start worrying more about power and efficiency.
No, it's definitely smart. So it sounds like definitely you mined before you decided to pull the trigger on content creation. what pushed you over that edge to say like, I should start making videos. Like I should start recording my journey or how-to videos. You know, what was that? September 4th was your first video out there, and it was how to buy graphics cards. Like what kind of pushed you to do that?
Well, like I said, I was trying to do the other YouTube channel, but my heart was in mining, man. It was just so much better, you know. It's more interesting. I'm watching you, I'm watching Panda, I'm watching everybody, and my heart just wasn't in games as much. And I said, you know what, man, I got to let go of one of these things that I want to do in life because I can't possibly do both. And I said, it's time to make videos, man. Let's show this experience because I'm new. I don't know anything. I just want everybody to see the journey. You know, I know nothing about computers before February besides turning it on. So, yeah.
No, it makes sense. I mean, that was me. You know, like I had about 6 months before I had actually released my first video, I was doing my research. I was looking at what other miners were out there, crypto content creators were out there. I was getting a logo made. I was building my page. I was researching keywords, all that stuff. So then when I did my first video, I didn't really know much about mining. So like, if you go back and watch my first video, I had a frame. I had a B250 mining motherboard that I had no clue what I had my hands on. I was just like, oh, it's just this motherboard, whatever. And I had some like 6-year-old risers. And that's what I had in my first video because my friend had given it to me. Like he was moving like a year or two before. And so it was about 3 years ago. And he was like, hey, I'm moving. I'm going to get rid of this stuff. You want it? I'm like, sure. So I got a Veta frame and a B250 mining motherboard, not realizing I got some pretty decent gear right there to start out with.
Yeah.
But that's where I started too in February was like, I don't know what I'm doing. I am brand new to mining and I'm going to record my journey. And it's really interesting how quickly your audience will gravitate towards you because there's so many people in the exact same boat that you are. Like, I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm going to go ahead and give it a try.
Absolutely, man. And I never try to, I'm not gonna say never, but I don't aim to teach people things because I don't know that much. But I think, you know, there's room for entertainment as well, right? And you can watch people.
Absolutely. So you had talked about, you know, when you first got into mining and when you started to get into that, do you remember some of the content creators then that you were watching? Do you remember like who it was that you really pulled you in? There has to be somebody where you were, that it made you click.
Definitely Red Panda. I started watching in, I think, December.
Okay.
I wasn't mining yet though. And I believe it was Red Panda. That was the first one. And I forgot the other guy. It was for Awesome Miner. It has like a Gundam. Have you ever seen him? It starts with S.
Yeah, you're talking about Serpent X. Yep.
He was one of the first I was watching.
Yep.
I can't think of exactly who.
Funny, by the time people watch this, they'll have seen there's going to be a Meet the Miner between this one and it's him. I just did the video with him, so that one's coming out tomorrow. Yeah, him and I sat down and did that video. I have to edit it tonight and get it out tomorrow. That was really interesting. He's been around for such a long time, so it was really cool to hear like the guy's got like a museum of hardware. Like he could go back like 10 years and show you his GPU he was mining with. It was like, oh man, yeah. So it's really funny that's who had brought you to it. That's phenomenal. I think you had brought up Red Panda, and I got. I mean, I have to give the guy credit. I think there's a lot of people that have been impacted by him, but like, he was the guy that I tuned into every morning, 9 a.m. exactly. His videos were releasing, and I haven't yet. I told him, you know, when I talked to him privately, I bust his balls now, and I'm like. I started watching you in like December, same thing as you. And I'm like, I heard I need to go back and check out your early videos. He's like, don't do it. Don't look at my early stuff. Like, don't go watch it. Yeah. I didn't know that you mined in an apartment and with like a grow tent setup and stuff like that. And I was like, wow, I was like, I didn't even know that. So I can't wait to go check that out.
Yeah, man. And I think Brandon Coin too, I used to watch.
Yep.
I think he didn't have many subs back then. He really blew up this year. And Bitsby Trippin' too.
Yep.
It had some crazy amount of AMD cards, and I was like, "What is this?"
That's awesome. That's awesome. So we'll jump ahead here. Your first YouTube videos you talked about was how to buy graphics cards in 2021, and I love to ask guests like their opinions and because there's something like you're theorizing. There's no exact reasoning behind this, but I'm curious from your perspective, why do you think the GPU market is the way it is? So why are we in this bubble because there's so many different factors that people could say as to, you know, the fact that you're making a video on how to buy graphics cards in 2021 versus like how to go buy an apple from the food store. Like it's not the same. So why do you feel the GPU market is the way it is today?
If I can only pick one reason or multiple?
Oh, multiple. Go for it. Run with it. I mean,
okay.
go for it.
Firstly, it's the tariffs, and the, you know, obviously with our political system, some things happen and it costs a lot more to ship things out. The chip shortage, that's not even just for computers, right? That's literally everything. You know, the battery or for the Teslas. I mean, anything you can think of has a chip right now. That's a huge part of it. And then, of course, the scalpers and the miners, though, because if there was no miners, you know, gamers aren't going to keep buying graphics cards, in my opinion. They buy one graphics card, they're done for a couple years, and they move on, right? With the miners, we need infinite amounts, right? I'll personally want 20, 30, 40, and the next guy needs 100, 200. So you can't ever, you know, you can't really finish as a miner, in my opinion. So, you know, even if I get 20 of them, I'm like, okay, let's get another 20. Let's get, you know what I mean? It just never stops. So the scalpers, we work together because they want to charge us extra and a little bit of NVIDIA in them, but I really don't blame NVIDIA as much, just because we create that demand for the scalpers, and if we weren't there, then the scalpers wouldn't have a job for this particular market.
No, it makes sense. Absolutely. I mean, I think you definitely, I agree with a lot of those there. I think, you know, supply chain is also a huge factor as well. Now, granted, you know, the current situation seems to be affecting worldwide versus supply chain in just the US, with us having a lot of challenges with ports and ships and ports and stuff like that, and not being able to unload and things. But yeah, it definitely seems to be a factor overall. It almost is like the industry caught up with us. Yeah. Like all of a sudden it was like, holy cow. And it is very, you know, when I talk to people about this, and there's no wrong answer. I mean, everybody's kind of hypothetical on what they feel it is. I think it was the timing of the pandemic and not having the people to go ahead and mine those raw materials, because, you know, now it's kind of caught up with us, and pay wages now are a challenge. And, you know, now once those raw materials are actually mined, it's actually having factories that can go ahead and turn them over fast enough. And like NVIDIA has spoken towards that. And it's like, yeah, our factories, we're at full capacity, 100%, and we're building a new one, but it'll be built in 5 years. It's like 5 years. It's like, I'm sorry, like I need it built like yesterday, brother. Like, I don't know much talking about 5 years. So yeah, I mean, I think, you know, when I hear about the Intel news and like Intel coming out with their series, and I'm just happy to have more supply, whatever it is. It's just like, great, more competition, which means better prices for us as miners, but also means more supply. Whatever it may be, we'll take it.
Absolutely, man. It's hard though, you know. Everybody needs chips right now. PlayStations, like I said, electric vehicles. I mean, anything you could think of.
Alexas, everything. Yeah.
Right. Everybody's competing for those, and not even just in the graphics card industry. Like the whole world needs chips right now, and there's just not enough of them.
Yeah, I saw the other day something about Ford was like halting production on certain vehicles because of the fact of like they were, you know, there were more capacitors in it versus some of their other ones, and they can't fulfill it. Like they have these vehicles sitting by waiting to be finished, and they just can't do it. Like that's insane. Like just to think.
Absolutely.
So, you know, you and I, we talked about, we've never been a part of a bear market. We've never experienced it. We're the youngins, we're noobs, but based off of just what you've heard and what you've learned, what is your plan for bear market hits next week? All of a sudden, bam, we're in a bear market. Are you in a situation where you're selling, where you're mining through it? You know, kind of where's your head at if that hits next week?
Okay, that's a great question, man. I'm selling nothing. We're holding it all.
Not a boy.
Yeah. See, now it'd be different if I was living off of it. You know what I mean? This is just something I do on the side. I love it. My heart's in it, but it's not paying the bills, right? So I can afford to hold things like Ethereum, but that's also why I put probably 95 to 97% of my stuff on really good coins like Ethereum. I'm not worried about Ethereum 5 years from now.
Yeah.
But Flux, I did that for a week just for the fun of it. I'm not holding Flux for 5 years, probably. You know what I mean? Things like Raven Coin, they're cool, but it scares me a little bit more 5 to 10 years from now.
I'm mining both of them right now.
Right. It scares me more, right? Like I don't trust it very long term, you know, so I feel safer with something like an Ethereum. So I'm holding.
That's awesome. Yeah, good for you. I love hearing people's perspective on that. because as you said, like there's so many different types of miners out there. Like the people that it scares me to hear when I talk with people in my Discord and they're like, you know, I need to be able to mine it today and cash it out next week. And I'm like, oh my God, are you kidding me? And I'm like, oh yeah, because I got to pay for this. And I'm like, I couldn't mine. Like I couldn't mine. Like I couldn't enjoy it. I'd be more worried about the bottom dollar than like, yeah, like, you know, I mine and it gets thrown in a wallet and I check that wallet, you know, about once a week to make sure that funds are still trickling in. But other than that, it's like, I can't imagine being in that situation. Like I feel for these people.
That's like getting a paycheck or something. You know, you're waiting on the 1st to 15th, and
yep,
yeah, I wouldn't want to look forward to that at all.
So, another theorizing questions. I love these. ETH goes point of stake sometime in 2022. What do you think that mining landscape looks like? And this is just an open question. Like what happens? You know, day after POS. What do you think we're looking at here from mining, from crypto? Just completely hypothetical. We don't really know. We don't have any facts that anyone else does.
Okay, from a noob's perspective, all right.
Don't go for it.
Comment section. I think it'll be crazy for a little bit, but I think we'll be fine long term.
Okay.
I think the next coin, and this is something that people always are asking, like, what's the next coin? I should mine it now before ETH goes away. Like, in my opinion, we don't know. It could be a brand new coin called Hamster that we've never heard of. You know what I mean? It could be literally unicorn coin. Why take that chance right now, hoping and dreaming that you're going to find the next big thing? And I'm just going to wait for the next big thing, whatever that might be, man.
Yeah. No, it's a very good point. A lot of people are speculating, you guys heard it here, speculating that, you know, it's going to be the age of altcoins. Like the first few weeks or months, you know, the altcoins are going to go crazy because all of that hash rate is going to go ahead and dump between all these different ones. You know, is it going to be Ravencoin or Ergo, or we're going to see a lot of these Ethereum miners just swap to Ethereum Classic because it operates on the same algorithm. So it's just like, that's going to be an easy swap for them. They can use all the same hardware, everything. Are we going to see people go over to Flux, you know, things like that? So yeah, I'm excited for it. I think that's why I find myself mining a lot of the altcoins. Like when I started, I started on a 970 in February and I mined on it for like a month. And it was because I was like, all right, I'm going to buy $100 card and I'm going to learn mining. I was like, I'm not, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not spending a bunch of money on it. One, if I don't toast it, or two, it's like, I don't know how committed I am. And I mined Ravencoin on it. I got 5 mega hash on it at that time. And yeah, it's just funny to laugh about it. I totally agree. And I bought a second one, another 970. So I was like, whew, made 10 mega hash, let's go. And but I sold them like a month later for like double the amount I bought them for, because as the GPU market was starting to pump, you know. And then that's when I started. And then my next purchase was 6 470s. And nice. Yeah, there were 6 470s. The guy sold them to me, Sapphire Nitros. It lived about 2 hours from me. They have the little BIOS switch on them and everything. And so that's good. So I started as a 4 gig card miner. I still am. Like, majority of my cards are 4 gig. I mean, I have a whole grow tent of just 470s and 570s. Like, they're just mining Ravencoin right now. And but that being said, I feel like the age of altcoins has some legs to it. And we'll have to see. Like, just as you had said, I don't know what that next coin is. So we kind of have to play it by ear, definitely.
That's exciting, man. Especially now, you got me hyped a little bit.
Well, it's like a gamble. It's literally like a gamble. Like honestly, like if people are out there and like I get a boatload of these questions on my comments, but if you're out there and you're like, all right, what's the next coin? I want you to go to the roulette table and I want you to put the ball down. I want you to spin it, and that's gonna be the next coin. It's Absolutely. Like, who knows? Absolutely. All right,
so one thing. Can I say one thing?
You can say 2 things.
2 things. Yeah, I'll just say the one. You made me think of it. So as far as the next Bitcoin, I hope that it's light on your graphics card like Ethereum is, right? Like Raven's awesome. I love what they're doing to fight against the ASICs, but I don't like burning a lot of watts. I don't want to run my cards really hard. I would love for it to be very soft like Ethereum is, an algorithm like that.
Great point. I think a lot of people will default to something like Ravencoin originally, but it's not sustainable. Like, I have a grow tent dedicated just for Ravencoin mining because of that heat. Like you couldn't run that by itself. So like that's definitely a challenge. And a lot, like think of these mid-size or larger mining farms. All of a sudden asking them, being like, hey, guess what? We're gonna take your heat and we're gonna triple it. That's like an oh shit moment right there. It's just like, holy cow. So I just don't think so. I think one coin and I'm glad you brought it up, that may have some legs, is Ergo. So Ergo is easier on your wallet when it comes down to the electricity power consumption. The heat isn't there. And believe it or not, Ergo's come out of nowhere. Like the fact that it's like, I think last I looked, it was like $20 or something like that. Like, holy cow, like what? Like this is a brand new coin and it's, how much is it worth? Like that's the thing that we have to think about. Like that's pretty impressive. So no, I think you make a really good point there. So let's jump to something that is kind of become your new passion, which is helium mining.
Helium, baby, to the moon.
So helium's kind of popped off the last few weeks. You know, it was kind of this like technology coming out. I was like, all right, this is cool. You know, it came out some time ago and didn't really go anywhere. It's still developing, we'll say. I shouldn't say it failed or anything like that. But you've had several videos about helium now, and it's definitely grabbed your attention. So I explain to viewers who have no clue. Let's say you're talking to your mom about helium or your grandma. How do you tell them what helium mining is at a basic level?
Can I show you the helium? Can I show them the helium miner?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Like, helium, just for a video.
Yeah, you do whatever you want.
Guess obviously you'll cut this part.
Look how excited he is, guys. I'm not cutting anything, man. I just let it roll, dude.
Hey,
Just let it roll. He's looking at me so excited.
Now I know I'm gonna sound crazy, all right?
He's crazy.
But imagine this. Now, not me personally. I make like 10 to 20 cents a day, but there are people out there who make $20 to $30 a day off this little itty bitty thing.
So what is that? What is it?
Okay, so it's basically a rig, but it sends signals with an antenna. Okay, it's a baby antenna. Let me show you.
Okay, go for it. So we got a box, people, that sends a signal. Okay, there we go. All right, all right.
Just like that.
Fancy.
Then you're talking to other miners and you make money from witnessing them and they witness you, just sending signals to one another.
Okay.
And again, are you going to make $20, $30? I have no idea. That's based on your location. But the fact that there are people that are making just as much as a full 3060 Ti build, sending signals, and it's this big. This costs like 25 cents to 50 cents of power a month. Literally, that's it. And that's wild to think about. And so I think long term, I don't know if it'll be helium, but I could see down the line 10 years from now, you know, a different kind of mining where you don't have to build this $6,000-$7,000 rig anymore. Yeah. And instead, people just have smaller things like this and they're making crazy money.
Now, are people connecting to that like a hotspot?
Yes. Oh, I'm sorry. I should have said that.
Well, I'm sorry. That's why I'm asking these questions, you know, to kind of formulate that. So you are, I'm trying to act dumb here so our audience can understand it. So these are pretty much hotspots that people are installing, and but you're connecting to other hotspots to make a larger network. And the more hotspots you're connected to, the more money you're making because it creates a bigger, giant hotspot in your area.
Absolutely, man.
Okay.
And can I say one thing that's interesting?
Nope, but you can say two.
So, so in the graphics card world, unless somebody's your friend, a lot of the time it's kind of dog eat dog, right? You want the graphics card, they want theirs. Nobody's helping unless you know each other. But in the helium world, from my experience, you want to help other people get helium miners in your area. You want to help your neighbor. You want to help people that aren't immediately in your neighborhood because that helps you in return. And like you said, you're actually building the network together, and it just helps everybody get more money. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, the other night, a bunch of us were like on Discord or whatever, and I was like navigating a map of helium and just asking like 1,000 questions, like trying to wrap my head around understanding it. And so I was looking, what was that website called? Helium something.
There's Helium Explorer.
It wasn't that one. Maybe it was, but it was a really cool website where you could navigate the globe, drill in on a location, and you could see where all of the helium miners were. And so we started out looking in some places, and then we ended up like we went to Penn State, because I'm in Pennsylvania, so we went to Penn State University, and there was a guy at the end of a trail that had a helium miner at a high elevation. So it's an antenna, guys. And as DJ Mines had said, it could see like every helium miner in that valley. And so it was just a part of like everyone's network. And the guy was making bank per day off of this. And we use Google Maps to zoom in on his exact location. And we're like, this helium miner is here. And it was wild because then we went and visited a place like New York City, and they are everywhere. And it was interesting. We were looking at like differences between people that were making cents per day. And just like DJ Mine said, people that were making $30, $40, $50 a day because of their geolocation, their elevation, how many other helium miners they were connected to, the population density in that area. It was nuts. But this is, I mean, I think it's awesome, man. I'm so glad like you are so excited about helium mining.
I love it so much. And like I said, disclaimer, I make probably 10 to 20 cents a day because I have like, so I'm not making bank. I want to be clear because I don't have anybody around me, but the potential that you can get your friend one, and you can get this person one, and you could build your own network. I love the idea.
But see, you're like in the infancy of this. So over the next 12 months, as this grows, which it seems to be blowing up, you're already set up and ready to go. So as they start to pop up and stuff like that could really benefit you.
Definitely, man. And the price just keeps going up. I think in the last month it's up over 100%. In the last year it's up over 1,000%. It started in 2019. It's up 8,000%.
Oh my gosh.
So, yeah. So I mean, I'm hodling my 20 cents.
Yeah, this man's got some really funny YouTube videos, if you guys have not seen it, about his helium mining and his antenna struggles with his HOA. Give us that rundown at the short version, because I want people to go check out your videos, but give us that rundown of your struggles with your antenna placement.
Okay, so once I start taking it more seriously, I got a bigger antenna. It's like a 6 dBi, and I put it here on the wall, and it wasn't working for me that well, so I put it on the outside of the window. Within like 48 hours or less, somebody reported me to my HOA for having an antenna. So they call me, they say, you can't do that. I tell them to come out, and I'm like, I pull a federal law. Thank you so much, people from the Discord. And I had a federal law, and I was like, look, you cannot deny me an antenna. I am allowed to have an antenna as long as it's under 3 feet. And they don't like that. They're like, well, you can't put it on the roof. And then they're like, okay, well, you can put a pole up. And I'm like, cool. They didn't say how big the pole is. So I actually ordered a 20-foot flagpole.
Oh my God.
Yeah, we replaced the flag, or we're going to replace the flag with the helium miner.
So are you going to go 20 feet off the top of your roof then?
No, so I can't touch the roof at all. They won't let me. So I'm kind of somewhat.
So
smart,
is it like, so is it going to be mounted on the side of the house, or is it like a freestanding pole, like a flagpole in your yard, like concrete?
Yeah, like a flagpole, bro, in the backyard. Like, and then they're going to be like, what are you doing?
Just put a flag on it. Put an American flag on it. I thought I saw that the other day. Somebody was like, just put an American flag on it, and no one's going to tell you to take that sucker down.
Right? Maybe I'll do that, because it actually comes with one.
But do it. Put it up. Put it up. No one is going to be like, you take down that American flag, it goes against our HOA. That person would get buried so quickly.
That's smart.
Yeah.
It comes with one already installed, to my knowledge.
Just leave it on there, and put the antenna on top of it, above it. Then what you want to know the difference? That's insane.
So what I'm thinking is going to happen, I think they're going to see it, and they're going to be like, oh my God. And like I said, I'm going to pull the federal law, and I'm going to be like, what do you want to do about this? Because
they're going to see this little 4-foot antenna and go, we have a 20-foot thing now.
This massive structure, right? And they're going to be like, okay, you know what? We can make an exception. Let's go ahead and let this dude put it on his roof. And I'll be like, thank you. That's all I want, was to put it on the roof.
They think like you're like running like a little like CB radio hobby on the side. You got this massive like tower going on and everything. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. Well, cool. Well, yeah, so guys, make sure you guys go check him out. Some of his helium videos, they've been really enjoyable, and really looking forward to where that goes. And he's selling me one of those miners, so I can't wait to get that in as well. I've already
this one.
It's that one. Nice. Yeah, I've already secured 5 locations. Now I just have to get my hands on 5 and work that out. But the nice thing is like where I'm at now, like I have my own home, I have solar panels and stuff. So mine's going on my roof. It's going to be the highest thing on my property entirely.
That's the dream, man.
Yep. So I was thinking about it. So the Ethernet port has to have Ethernet, right? Like you have to put Ethernet to it.
So you can do Wi-Fi. There's people that do Wi-Fi. It's here's the thing with it and correct me if I'm wrong, people, but to my understanding, the internet doesn't actually help you with connecting to others.
It just communicates with the network,
like with the network, but you don't actually have to have that to connect to other people and stuff. You know, that's just so you can get your data back, and so they can send you updates, and it just downloads quicker. But the actual antenna and the miner itself is
awesome.
Really getting you the money. Yeah,
that's what I want to hear. So, about a year ago, I went ahead and completely put down like plywood in my attic of my home and like secured it down, and there's shelving up there and everything. So, anyways, my thought is I'm going to put the miner in my attic, because I have electricity up there for lighting, so I'll just put an outlet in there. And then if I go out the side of my wall in my attic, I'm literally at the roof level, so I can just mount it right there. Like,
that's so smart.
So literally it'll come out the roof. All right, you ready? I'm gonna do a video on all of this, as long as I don't fall off my roof. All right, me doing all of this. Put my GoPro on my chest. It'll be awesome. Okay, so we'll wrap things around a little bit here. We are already, gotta respect this man's time. We're 35 minutes in. So, mining to you today, hobby, part-time job, addiction, or a passion? Where does it fall under for you?
I'm beyond addiction. I can tell you, I have problems. I legitimately have problems. We're past hobby, man. Okay. What was the last one that you said?
Hobby, part-time job, addiction, or passion?
Yeah, passion. Oh, I'm so passionate, man. I always think about it.
So all the above applies. Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah. And yeah, I'm trying to open up my own farm, actually.
Oh, that's awesome.
It was supposed to open up in December, but we had problems getting the land. It took so long that you don't want to hear all that. So hopefully the builders will start in the spring.
Okay.
You know, I live upstate, so the snow is just everywhere. It's about to come, and nobody wants to work right now. You know?
You kind of have to wait. So are you? No, I'm glad you brought up the farm thing. It's a phenomenal thing to talk about. So you're looking to start a farm. Is this solo? Are you partnering with someone to do this? Kind of what are you doing with this here?
No, just me, man.
Okay.
Self-funded, no loans or anything.
Okay.
I'm just going all out, man. I already got the land.
Wow, that is awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, and I got the driveway made. And what's really interesting and another reason that I wanted to make these videos is because I was like, this would be really cool to show, right? Because a lot of people, they rent like a whole warehouse, and that's awesome.
Yep.
But how many people show you from like the ground up? Like, it's literally a patch of grass that I have.
I can't wait. Like, definitely get those videos out. I can't wait to follow that stuff.
And just building everything, you know, and I've already got the permits and stuff, and it's just so much to learn, and I know nothing about it, but I am learning along the way, and we'll get electrical, and you'll see.
Where's these videos? Let's go. Put out those videos on this stuff.
Well, I can't be Bill. I've done as much as I can.
Yeah.
I put like 2 of those videos out.
Yep.
But it's so much work, man. I didn't know. But so here's the thing. My contract for where I work is going to end in 2023.
Okay.
And if I can get this farm up and running, it's what's the point of doing full time? But at the same time, you know, hopefully crypto doesn't crash.
Yep.
So at that point, I won't be able to do a full-time farm, man, and then also have a full-time job.
Yep. Oh yeah, definitely. That's awesome though. I'm excited for you. Yeah, that will be great content as you start to roll. Like, you know, I know a lot of people really enjoyed watching Brandon Coin as he had a garage built. A garage kind of little warehouse setup built, you know, and kind of followed that along. That was phenomenal. Like, that stuff's great. So I think that's really good. There is, man, I'll have to find the link. There is it's crypto something. These guys pretty much take like warehouses and garages and build them into farms. And so there's some really good stuff on there. I have to find it. I forget the YouTube name, but it's always fun following along and seeing what they're doing. But yeah, I'm excited for you. That's great. So, jumping ahead here, another question. How do you explain to people that you're a miner? How do you explain that? You know, like, hey, what are your hobbies? You go, oh, I'm into crypto mining. It's like, wait, what? How do you explain that to somebody?
Honestly, I've come to the realization that I must be a weird person, or everybody else is weird, because every hobby I like, nobody likes, no matter where I go. Unless I'm on the internet, people don't like anything. Nobody likes stocks. Nobody talks about that kind of, nobody talks about crypto mining at work or anywhere I go. And I don't even tell them half the time, man, because they don't understand it. You know, I told my boss, and she's like, so you're a data center? I was like, I mean, I kind of like, I was like, you know, crypto. She's like, Bitcoin. I was like, yeah, but like I mine it. She's like, what do you mean?
Yeah.
And I was like, no, I make it. I create it. Like, what do you create though? I was like, no, I create Ethereum. She's like Bitcoin. I was like, yeah, I just say Bitcoin, man. It's so much easier. Yeah, I make Bitcoin. And she's like, what do you mean you make it like at your house? I was like, yes, I told you that, like on my computer. She's like,
say it in the oven. I make it in the oven. All right.
right. So at this point, man, I either don't tell them or I just, I don't know. I come up with, I play with computers and they're like, oh, that's cool. Okay, are you a nerd?
Yeah, no, oh man, I love it. I love it. Okay, cool. So your mining strategy, everybody's mining strategy is different. And what I mean by that is, do you hodl everything you mine? Do you sell some of it to reinvest? Do you sell some of it to pay bills? Are you hybrid setup? Kind of what does that fall for you? Because I've had a multitude of different people on the channel, on this show in particular. We've had some people that are like, okay, I take 50% of what I mine every month and I cash it out in order to reinvest into GPUs, or I take X amount. You know, where do you fall within your mining strategy?
Okay. Mining strategy. I think I said this earlier, 95 to 97% Ethereum, right? And I believe in it. I believe in Ethereum so much that I don't sell any of it because I think it's going to be worth way more 5 to 10, 15 years from now. And I'm holding it the whole way. So yeah, I'm never selling right now.
Okay. So you're a hodler. Love it.
Absolutely. And like I said, like a couple percentage, I'll mess around with something. Honestly, just because I get bored, you know?
Yeah, sure.
I mean, I don't have that much, but I have 2.2 gigs and I just get bored. So I'm like, you know what? Let me take one of the rigs off and go mess around with Flux or mess around with this or that, you know, just because it's interesting. It's a nice video idea and it's just something fun to do on the side besides just letting your rigs run by themselves all day.
So now you run your rigs in your house. Are you running them in like your basement? Are you like, where are you running them traditionally? You know, 2.2 is a decent amount. So where are you doing all of your mining?
Dude, it's in every room that you can think of except for my wife's. My wife, it's like she is not having it. She doesn't hate it. She's actually really supportive, which is nice. But at first she thought it was stupid. But I have like 2 in this room running.
Now that's winter time though. That makes sense. But what about in the summer?
Oh, dude, it was awful. I had it still in my room though. I had no choice.
Okay, you know? So you scatter them throughout the house. Is that for power balance then?
Yeah.
Okay, absolutely. And then challenges is in the. It's okay. So in the summer then you're just cranking that AC.
Oh, I wouldn't even run the AC, man. No way. It's too expensive. Plus all that, dude. I would just sweat it out, man. I'm not even kidding, bro. I couldn't even sleep at night.
You need to get yourself some grow tents. Holy cow.
Yeah. But no, dude, there's, I mean, every single room, the garage, everywhere. There's 1 to 2 rigs in every room. And, but the thing is too, right? I thought that I was going to have the farm up by now.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I thought the building was going to be up. So I kept buying, you know what I mean? I just kept buying and buying. Cause I was like, I don't want to have this. It's funny. You said Brandon coin earlier. That's kind of what inspired me. I'm going to get something similar to that size, maybe a little bit bigger, but I want it to all be full. I don't want it to be like in a corner. I need the entire building full. So I was thinking, let me just buy more and more and more. And I can still buy them. It's just, I don't have anywhere to put them right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely a challenge there, especially like with power and then also with the space. And yeah, that makes a ton more sense. So looking on from there, is there a mining project that you wish had got a coin or anything like that you wish got more attention or traction or success out there that you feel like is kind of in the shadows of Bitcoin or Ethereum? Are there any altcoins out there that you're like, oh, I wish this would have done, I wish this was bigger?
Like Raven coin big or smaller than that?
Whatever you want.
I wish that Raven coin was that one. I genuinely wish that people were more passionate, like not even just miners, but like the hedge funds. And I wish it could be a bigger deal, but I don't know. It doesn't have that appeal. But I didn't start off with Raven, but I started early with some Raven. And it's always been a part of my heart. I just wish it would do better, you know?
Yeah, it seems to have kind of floated over the last 12 months at kind of that same price point. You know, it did have a spike very early on, 8-9 months ago. But yeah, it kind of has just been sitting there. And I think everyone's hoping that like this like January halvening is gonna be the thing for it. But it could also be just it comes and goes and one day the next and it's still exactly where it is, which would definitely be unfortunate. So I got 2 questions left for you. Who do you want to see on a future episode of Meet the Miner?
I haven't seen every episode. Have you got Chump Change on there?
I have. He was one of my early ones. Yeah.
Okay. Does the size matter?
So I don't know. It depends if you're asking a male or a female here. Does size matter? No, not at all. I mean, honestly, that's not really for me. I enjoy having people on that can provide entertainment and value to the audience. You know, that's kind of the big one for me.
Mining Office. Do you know Mining Office?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I like him a lot.
Okay, awesome. I will keep that in mind. Last question. It's a heavy one.
Okay.
Why do you mine?
Money.
Okay, that was it. Awesome. Thanks for joining us, folks. See you next time.
Look, I don't want to lie to you guys. Like,
no, it's good. Absolutely.
I really like money, and this is kind of weird, right? When I have off time, I just like getting money, even before crypto. Like, I'm hustling, man. I'm like selling comic books. You know, I'm trying to go to flea markets and find the old N64 game and turn that $5 into 10. I'm addicted to hunting money. I like money. I really enjoy, you know, and not working as much, but like that's something that makes me happy, is going out and chasing money. And crypto is, you get as much money as you put into it, you know, and
that's a good way to look at it.
Your time. And I love that there's no cap to it. You know what I mean? You can go buy another 100. You can expand more and more, and you can make it as big as you want. The work that you put into it is what you'll get back.
No, that's great. Great answer. I mean, it's very truthful there. I think it makes sense. I mean, you want that answer of like, oh, because I'm passionate about technology and the growth of that. Well, but at the end of the day, it's like, brother, like the world, you know, sometimes passion doesn't pay the bills, you know. So I think that is a good, honest answer, and I really do appreciate it. So before we go, DJ Minds, where can people find more content from you?
You can find me on YouTube with DJ Minds.
Easy enough. Awesome. I love it. So guys,
Twitter.
What about Twitter?
Twitter as well.
DJ Minds. Awesome. So what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to put links down below to a few of the videos that we kind of brought up and discussed here. The Helium ones we talked about. We also talked, he talked a little bit about his mining farm. We'll put or his start of his mining farm journey. I'll put some of those down below too, because I know those will interest a lot of you guys as well as links to his channel and to his Twitter. Please make sure you go out and follow him. He's grown a lot in a very short time, which is awesome. So let's keep it going. He's the next Red Panda mining raid here, guys. So let's make it happen. Let's make it happen. Other than that, guys, I appreciate you guys joining us for another episode of Meet the Miner. If you guys enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. Take care.
See ya.
Bye.